There is a secret that is guaranteed to get you your first social media management client in just one day. Want to know exactly how you can sign your first client in 24 hours? Then stay tuned, because I'm going to give you the step-by-step on how to get your first client in one day. Hey, my name is Mil and I own a multi-six-figure social media agency, and I now help social media managers do the same. If you're new here, make sure you grab my free roadmap becoming a six-figure social media manager in the description below. Now, the first thing you want to do to get your first social media client in one day is to leverage your network. Now, even though you may have no experience, no portfolio, none of that make you feel like you can take this on and sign a client, there is one thing you do have, and that is a network. The best thing about your current network that you have that you might not realize is that they know, like, hopefully, and trust you. So what I mean by your network, I mean your family, I mean your friends, friends of friends, friends of family. You already know people in your circle, and even though they may not have businesses or they may not need your help, they might know someone who could really use your help. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your phone and go through your contact list, and now you're going to look for yourself and see, okay, this is someone I can reach out to. Perhaps you haven't talked to them in a while, which is okay, and you're going to send them a message. You're going to send them, hey, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to reach out to you because I recently started a new adventure as a freelance social media manager. I am looking for one or two business owners or businesses that could use social media help. If you or anyone you know could use help, please let me know. I'd love to help them, or you can pass on my contact information. It's just as easy as that. Now, I want you to do that to as many people as possible. And while this may feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, I promise you this is really going to get your name and brand awareness already out there without you having any experience. You haven't built a brand yet, but you can already leverage your network. Talk to as many people as possible so that they know exactly what you do. People can't work with you if they have no clue what your offer is. And so remember, when you reach out to people, remember that you offer a solution. There are going to be people in your network that get headaches from managing social media. They have no clue how it works or what to do, and you are offering the solution for them, right? You are helping them. And so it's not even a transaction in that sense, right? You're really offering a solution to someone that is dying to become your client. And this is exactly how I got my first client. I looked within my network and started reaching out to family, friends, and people I already knew to see if they wanted my help. And again, I had no experience, I had no portfolio, none of that, but I had someone that took a chance on me to get started and help them out because they didn't want to do it. Now, if you have no experience, no portfolio, then I highly recommend you to watch my video where I explain how to create a social media portfolio with absolutely no experience to set you up for success. Now, the second thing you want to do to get your first social media client within one day is to post on your wall. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, what wall am I going to post on? Is it my office wall or, but I am talking about your Facebook wall. Facebook is such a great way to reach out again to your network and those connections that you may have not thought of. Now, I know even though you don't have a brand account, don't have a brand presence for your business yet, we almost all have a Facebook account, right? And it's made up of our family, our friends, people in our network, people we know, perhaps people we haven't spoken to in years, but we already have connections there. So what I want you to do is you go to your Facebook account and click on create post, what's on your mind. And you are going to say, hey Facebook friends, I need your help. I recently started my journey as a freelance social media manager, and I'm now looking for one or two businesses who could use my social media help. If you or anyone you know could use my help, please tag them below or give them my information. And then you can leave, if you have an email that you created, you can leave your email here. For me, it's simply mediaadvertising.com. And so then you can leave that there. And that is all you're gonna have to publish. You can do this several times actually, so that people actually see it. If you want to do it several times a day, you can add a photo to it so that people pay more attention to it, and people often like that when you have a live update. So this is a great way to leverage your network and again, get in front of those people that already know, like, and hopefully trust you. Now, the third thing you want to do to sign your first social media client within one day is to join Facebook groups. Now that you're already on Facebook, I want you to go ahead and join several Facebook groups. Now you're probably wondering, what kind of groups? Why do I join groups? The activity on Facebook really goes on in groups. They're very active if you look for active ones, and it's a great way to network and connect with people online. So I recommend you joining groups such as entrepreneurs. There are female entrepreneur groups, depending on what kind of people you want to go after, but those are all people with businesses that could use social media help. So depending on who you want to work with, you want to join several groups. Another great group could be a local Facebook group in your area. You can search them in a search bar and a ton of ideas will pop up there. And you want to see how many members they have. And when you join a Facebook group or you are about to join a Facebook group, it will tell you how active the members are. So if you notice that no one posts in the group, then it might not be an ideal group for you to join, but you want to join a couple of groups that are very active and for you to start getting active as well. Now, for example, if you're looking to join groups like digital entrepreneurs and female entrepreneur groups, what I often see in those groups is that oftentimes people are looking to hire, they're looking for people to join their team, and then you can already jump in. But let's say this is not the case. You can still add value to the group to talk about social media, ask people questions, for example, putting up a post and asking people, what is something you struggle with in your business right now? Now, and you're gonna see someone may go, oh my God, social media, it's so much work, I can't do it. And that's when you can go in and message them and say, hey, I'd love to help you with your social media efforts. And again, there's that connection, and this is how you can find your first client. So again, remember, we are looking to find our first client within one day. So the more active you are, the better. Now, the fourth thing that you want to do to sign your first client within one day is outbound engagement. Now, outbound engagement is where you proactively reach out to people by messaging them, usually a direct message, reach out to them and sort of pitch your services. Now, I feel like the cold pitch or the cold DM has gotten a very negative name. So it doesn't have to be bad, okay? But I'm going to give you some of the best practices. So before we do this, if you haven't built out your brand page yet, I do recommend for you to first optimize your profile so that it's obvious to people that you reach out to that you're a social media manager, right? And that you have a clear, visible photo and that it kind of explains what you do, because you don't want to reach out to someone with a personal profile and they have no clue what you do and that they can even work with you as a social media manager. So optimize these profiles before you go ahead. Now, remember, you can do outbound engagement on a variety of different platforms, right? But the two platforms I would recommend is Instagram and LinkedIn. So again, no matter what platform you're doing outbound engagement on, I want you to make sure that you optimize your profile first before you start reaching out to people. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to put up a ton of posts. I just want to make sure that it states that you're a social media manager. If you're doing this on Instagram, for example, you want to look again for business owners, right? And people that could use social media help. Now, a common practice that has worked for me, that has proven to work for me to sign clients, is to leave comments under posts on Instagram that have hashtags such as launching soon. Under launching soon, there are going to be a ton of businesses that are new and that don't have a social media manager. And I would often comment on their posts saying, hey, I see you're launching. That's so exciting. If you're looking for any social media help, I'd love to talk and send you over information. And the great thing about comments is that it's public. public, so anyone can see it. It's not very intimate, and it opens the door for them to then reach out to you. So you leave the ball in their court. Now, another way is obviously direct messages. You can directly message people to say, hey, I love your page and your brand and what you guys are doing. I'd love to work with you guys. If you guys need social media help, please let me know so I can share more information with you. So again, you're leaving the ball in their court. You're not necessarily intruding, you're just offering help. And if they happen to be looking, then what is going to happen is that you're going to find a new client. When it comes to outbound engagement, it's all about being in the right place at the right time. I've had this from a standpoint as an agency owner too in the past, where people would reach out to me, and if I happen to be looking for someone and it was good timing, then it is pretty convenient for me to say, okay, yeah, let's give it a shot, let's work together, right? So again, the more messages you send out, the better, okay? Remember, we're looking to sign our first client within 1 day, so I need you to get going on these messages and send out as many as you can in 1 day. Now, if you're wondering what I, as a social media manager, do on a day-to-day, then make sure you watch my video where I did a day in the life of a social media manager. Now, the last and fifth thing that you want to do to sign your first social media client within 1 day is the good old networking. Now, you're probably wondering, like, how the heck am I going to network within 1 day and find a client, and the networking is going to take up my entire day, right? But it doesn't have to be the case. So I'm not necessarily talking about networking events, but instead, here's what I would want you to do. I want you to visit your favorite businesses or places that you usually go to. Maybe it's the coffee shop around the corner. Maybe you like to get new clothes from a local thrift shop. No matter what it is, I want you to go to these stores and bring something that has your contact information that you can leave with them, and go ahead and go talk to whoever's in the store, talk to them and let them know what you're doing, and if they need any help, that you would love to help them with social media. Oftentimes the owner may not necessarily be in the store or the person that makes those decisions, so that's why I want you to bring something like a business card or a flyer that you may have to then leave the ball in their court and for them to reach out to you. Now, the reason why I mentioned to go to shops that you usually already go to is because now, if you want any brownie points, what you're going to do is you're going to order your favorite coffee there, so you already have an icebreaker, and then start talking to the people in the store that work there to say, hey, do you guys happen to have a social media manager? Is this something you're looking for? I totally understand that it takes a lot more courage than doing these things online, but I promise you it's a great way to get your foot in the door, and again, being in the right place at the right time. So you want to leave your contact information, talk to them, because if they happen to be looking for someone to handle their social media, then you are going to be signing your first client right then and there. Now, if you stayed all the way till the end of this video, then you now know the secret and proven ways for you to sign your first client in 1 day. Now, these have personally worked for me and have helped me sign clients, and it can for you too. Now, remember, I want you to take big AF action in order to sign your first client in 1 day, and I hope you take on this challenge. Now, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share this video with someone who would find it helpful, and I will see you in next week's video.